Hi everyone, welcome everybody. It's Aneta Fuller here from Enter House Realty, and I've got with us today Chris Morris from Aussie. Welcome, Chris. And I wanted to bring you to have a quick chat because I get asked a lot of very similar questions from the buyers that I'm talking to on an everyday basis, and also from people who are looking to sell the property. So, first of all, I'd like to ask you, Chris, if you can tell us just briefly who you are and what you do.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks so much for the opportunity to come on and have a chat with you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so my name is Chris Morris. I'm a senior Aussie mortgage broker with Aussie Home Loans. Yeah, so my role is as a mortgage broker is to take the client's situation into account and then make some recommendations on products and lenders and all that sort of thing from there.
Amazing. That's great. And how long have you been doing this for?
It's been around 15 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I actually have to say that myself and my husband, we actually used Chris's services in the past, and a lot of the clients I've dealt with as well. So we can definitely say that we know Chris's expertise, and we're very happy that we can have a quick chat with you right now. Can you just briefly say
Thank
what
you
can
so
you?
much.
You're welcome. What can you help clients with in general? What problems do you solve for them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So basically, as a mortgage broker, I help all my clients like set up home loans and all that sort of thing. So, it's you know, again, like my role is to take the client situation into account and then make some recommendations on lenders and products. Then it's also about walking through the client in that application process. So, whether we're doing pre-approval or full application to purchase a property, refinance, yeah, all that sort of thing. It's about walking through the process and making sure they know where things are at. And then also ongoing, yeah, as you know, it's if once the home loan is set up, clients can come back to me for anything they need in relation to the home loan switching or checking their interest rate, all that sort of thing from there.
Yes, exactly. That's very important. And I have to say, communication with you always been very great. And you're very proactive about communicating with clients. So, very important questions I get asked is how much deposit do you need to buy a house?
Yeah, good question. Normally, look, I always say just start at a 5%. That's sort of entry level. So if you're looking, at a $400,000 property, that'd be $20,000. So if we work with that as a starting point, then we can look at all the other things from there because there's certain things that come into the equation, like lenders' mortgage insurance and all other things like that from there. But yeah, 5% is a really good starting point.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, it's really good to know because obviously everybody's situation is different and you are the one who'll be able to figure it out. Excellent.
Yep.
And how long does it roughly take to get pre-approved or approved with the bank for the home loan?
Yes. Okay. So what happens is we'll go through a meeting, we chat about different options, and then we come to a solution. We find a product or a bank that we're going to apply with. From there, my role, I send some details in relation to documents I need to complete application forms. Send the application forms off, we get those signed, and then the application is then submitted to the bank. Um, So that application for it, if it's a pre-approval, I always say normally give a week or so, and the bank will come back to us with a response from there. Yeah, all full applications. It depends if it's a refinance or purchase. Sometimes they can take 3 to 4 weeks to go through as well.
Okay, no, that's also very good to keep that time frame in mind so you can plan ahead for, when to start looking for a property, when you can seriously think of making an offer. So it's really, really good to know all these things. And, sometimes people come and they don't know if it's maybe too early for them because they may just started a full-time job. They haven't been employed for very long. So are they in a position to even start talking to you about a home loan?
Yeah, definitely. So um, there are lenders on our panel that look at short-term employment. So a lot of the situation comes down to if you've been in the same industry, that that short-term employment is no issue at all. All we need is a payslip as a starting point, and then we can look at applications and stuff like that from there. Yeah, sometimes if it is a different industry,
Yeah. Okay. No, that's
there
good.
may need to be like a 3 month wait from there.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. No, that's awesome. Thank you. Also regarding first homeowners grants, you probably got a bit to do with it, right? Like, what are the requirements to be actually able to get it?
Yes, so first homeowners grant. Okay, so in Queensland, the first homeowner, if they're buying a house and land package or buying land and building, their max spend is 750,000, and they will be eligible for a $15,000 government first homeowners grant. With established properties, there isn't really any grants in Queensland available. Just yet. So just brand new at the moment.
Okay, great. I'm not sure if we had a good internet connection when you were talking about the figures. So the amount you said, if you can repeat that one, that would be so good. Thank you.
So up to $750,000 spend with the house and land package, brand new. Um, and that you will be eligible for a $15,000 first homeowners grant from the government.
Excellent. So perfect. So 15,000. Amazing. Now, you know that people go through, obviously there are options. They can go through you or they can go through the bank. What is the difference?
Yeah, well, the biggest thing is the product range. So if you go direct to a bank, they're only going to have a specific amount of products and interest restrictions available. Whereas, yeah, you're talking, you go with someone like me where we've got 25 lenders on the panel to choose from. You're definitely more likely to get a really good product, a really great interest rate. And also one of the other things is, as a broker, as I was saying earlier, but it's not only about setting up the home loan. It's about the ongoing support. So if you ever need anything, you can always come back through to me, and we can look at different home loan options and stuff like that from there. So it's sort of the ongoing relationship that's probably just as more valuable than the product selection really itself.
Amazing. Yeah, but what's really nice is yes, that the client can actually choose. They can see that the rates, they can compare it and make more can be more confident about the choice they're making here. Yeah, that's really,
Exactly.
really
Yeah,
beneficial. Mm.
exactly.
And how about, yeah, and how about people who just haven't been in Australia very long? If they're not potentially a citizen yet, they might be a permanent resident. What are, for and against, can they buy a house?
Yeah, definitely. So permanent resident, there's no issues there. Some people are on different visa subclasses as well. So skilled visa and partner visa. There's definitely some lender options out there as well for those particular applicants. So definitely. Again, it's all about reach out. I can always have a look at the situation and see what sort of options are available from there.
Excellent. Yes, depends what visa they're on, and you might be able to at least perhaps point them in the right direction. That would definitely always help them through.
Yeah,
Amazing.
exactly.
Mm. Well, buyers often and sellers, everybody who deals with property buying, selling, the question that comes up as well is about stamp duty. So, who pays it and how much is it?
Yeah, good question. So, stamp duty it's a payment that goes to the government, and it's when you purchase a property. So, in Queensland, we have different varying rates. So, if you purchase a property to live in, that would be an owner occupied stamp duty rate. So, that might be less than if you were buying it as an investment. So one of the other things about stamp duty, if you're a first homeowner, if you purchase a property up to 500,000, you don't pay any stamp duty. There's a stamp duty concession for first homeowners. Yeah, it all just depends on what the property purchase is for, whether you're a first homeowner, an investor, or it's to live in. Yeah, there's different rates that apply. But those sort of things go to the government, that fee.
Excellent. Yeah, it's really good to keep in mind the concession part as well, especially for the first time buyers. Fantastic.
Definitely.
Now, a bit more technical thing that you dig into on an everyday basis, I'm pretty sure, is variable and fixed loans. What are the differences there? And is there one that's better than the other? And yeah, so what can you tell about that?
Yeah, another good question. It's really, it again, it depends on the client situation, which way they want to go. But variable and fixed, like to give you a bit of a rundown, with a variable home loan, those interest rates go up and down according to the market. So you'll hear recently the Reserve Bank has been putting interest rates up. So those variable home loan interest rates are actually increasing as well. They're going up. Um, Variable home loans also a little bit more flexibility, so you can pay them off quicker. There's no penalties and that sort of thing from there. With a fixed home loan, it's where you lock in an interest rate with the bank. So the bank will have on offer different fixed interest rates, and you select ones. And normally they're the 1 to 5 years is the most common fixed rate periods, and you'll lock one in for that period of time. They're a little bit more rigid in that you can't really pay too much extra, but it gives you that peace of mind. So again, see, the client might want peace of mind and certainty in repayments for the next few years. So we normally talk about fixed rates in that particular instance, and variable rates are more for we really want to pay this off as quick as possible. So we might go with a variable rate in that particular situation.
Excellent. And before the client decides, obviously, if they go with you, they can ask you all the necessary questions and make a decision they feel good with as well. Sure.
Exactly, exactly.
Excellent. There are also different types of accounts. One of them is an offset and a redraw account. What are the differences there?
Another good question. That comes up quite a bit. So offset and redraw account. Generally speaking, these accounts work on variable home loans because again, it's all about that flexibility. So with an offset account, it's an everyday account that's linked to the home loan. So it looks like a normal bank account. You'd have your pay going in there, different money coming in and out. Just behind the scenes, that's linked to the home loan to offset interest. With a redraw account, it's where you physically pay money into the home loan. So you might put $1,000 extra into the home loan. Then that creates a redraw so that you can actually redraw it back out at any time. With those two accounts, they're there to offset, like I was saying, offset interest. So say you have $10,000 in an offset, or you pay $10,000 extra into the home loan, and that's sitting in the redraw. Instead of the home loan interest being calculated, say the loan is 100,000, instead of it being calculated on 100,000, it's calculated on 90,000, the net of the two. So on a situation where you might have, a 5% interest rate, that could save you $40 a month in interest in that particular case. So yeah, they work quite well if you're looking to pay the home loan off quite quick.
Exactly, and it all adds up. So $40, another $40, and then again. So yeah, all comes up
Exactly.
to a nice saving for the client for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I really appreciate, Chris, that you came to this call. Thank you so much. I hope that anyone who is watching found the information here beneficial. These are just the top 10 questions that are getting asked quite a lot. So thank you so much for your time and explaining all this. But where can we find you? What's the best way to contact you, Chris?
Yeah, mobile or email is fine. So yeah, yeah, totally fine either way. But yeah, no, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks so much for having me on today, and thanks for the opportunity to speak to your clients. it's absolutely more than happy to help anyone out there. They're looking for a home loan or a broker that they need. Definitely more than happy to help out.
Amazing. Thank you. I'll definitely put your details in the description below as well for easy reference. And I hope you have an amazing week and I hope to chat again next time. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. I hope you have a great week too. Thanks, Annetta. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chris. Bye.